Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adobe Live. My name is James Bonanno, and it is so wonderful to be back on day 2, where we are hopping right into Premiere Pro for some short form content. Hello, everyone. Hold on one sec, guys. Welcome to Adobe Live. My name is James Bonanno. I am actually hearing an echo here. Back on day 2, where we are hopping right into Premiere Pro. One sec, everyone. Short form content. Hello, everyone. Hold on one sec, guys. To Adobe Live. I am actually hearing an echo. Sorry, everyone. I have a technical issue. I'm just hearing an echo. Sorry. One sec, everyone. And I'm not sure why. Hold on one sec, guys. Do we know why that's happening here? Actually hearing an echo. Sorry, everyone. I have a technical issue. I'm just hearing an echo. Sorry. One sec, everyone. Hold on, everyone. I'm not sure why. Hold on one sec, guys. Do we know why that's happening? Oh, there we go. I had way too many tabs open. Apologies for that, everyone. Welcome to Adobe Live. My name is James Bonanno. Sorry about that, everyone. And welcome to day 2 here with the Premiere Pro Daily Creative Challenge. I'm super excited to get started and have you all joining on Behance. If you're over on YouTube, make sure to click that link in the description below. It should have all the starter files that you need to actually get started. I have a folder up here called Creating Short Form Content. There you will have the music that we're going to be working with today, the footage for my phone, and the project files themselves. So you should be able to see everything that I have on today's stream as we get started here. So yesterday, if you joined me, we talked all about audio and the importance of audio in your videos and how to make those as dynamic as possible. So if you missed that, head over to the Adobe Live YouTube page and make sure to watch that video. But if not, and you're just joining for today, welcome. I'm so excited to be here and teach this very, very in-depth, quick lesson today on short form video and specifically for Instagram Reels and TikTok. So my challenge to myself today and to everyone watching is to try to edit this sequence as quickly as possible so that you can see how efficient you can be in Premiere Pro editing short form content. A lot of the time I am editing on my phone, or I know other people that are editing clips right from their phone directly on their phone, but I still tend to use Premiere because I think it just gives you more flexibility and a lot more options in the edit. So just as a quick context, my wife and I, Anna McNaught, run a company called Leave the Map, and this is sort of a reel that I'm working on about our life lately and the places that we've traveled. We travel professionally full-time for our business and for fun, and I really wanted to create a reel that was just showcasing some of the inspiring places we've had the opportunity to go over the last 6 months with the desire to inspire others to do the same. So that's the context behind this reel, and I'm going to show you how I created this in just 1 second. So we're inside of Premiere. Let's just get started and play this back so we can see what it looks like, and then we are going to start editing from scratch in the 20 minutes we have here. So I'm going to make this full screen. Oh, there we go, and play back. Been a long year. Okay, it has been a long year, even though the year just started. And I want to just start from scratch. You guys are all hopping in here. We're going to show you how I cut this and how simple it can be. So the first thing I want to point out is the music. So I have 2 different types of music. I tend to actually like to use the music that's native to an Instagram reel. So in this case, I'm making an Instagram reel. And the reason I like that is because it's more searchable. You can actually be using more trending audio that would be picked up a little bit quicker than if you used music, let's say from Epidemic Sound or here inside of Premiere Pro. So here's a couple tracks that I actually found on Instagram, and I recorded them to my phone. And so I record them to my phone, and then I bring them into Premiere Pro, and I just airdrop all of the files so that I can source the music directly. And then I time it. So when I bring it back into Instagram, I am using that exact searchable track, but I'm muting my audio in here. Okay, so this song I really, really like. If you pull it up here, you can see it. This is a trending track, 10,000 reels. So it's a low number, so I know it could be a more highly searched song. I'm going to use that. And I like the timing. I like the beats that are already natively in the song. And that's how I'm going to start my edit. Okay. One other little housekeeping item, organization aside, all of my footage that you will have in the folder I have saved here inside of my bin. And again, these are just clips that I took all on my cell phone on these trips. So it's not super intimidating from a camera. And I just airdrop them directly to the folder. And then I import those directly here into Premiere. Okay. So those are the two base things you need to know to get started. And let's start editing. So I'm going to go Command N. And I'm going to go into my settings. And because we are using an Instagram format, I'm going to go to custom. And my frame size is natively 16:9. I'm going to flip that 1080 by 1920. And this gives me a 9:16 aspect ratio, which is the desired aspect ratio for our Instagram reel. We're going to call this IG Reel Adobe Live. All right. And there's our sequence. Okay. I'm going to go in here and just drag this into my sequences bin, make sure I'm nice and tidy. I have my drafts, my nests, my selects, all those things. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my footage and I want to scrub through the timeline here rather than go clip by clip. And there's a really easy way to do that. So I'm going to highlight all of my clips, shift all, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to go new sequence from clip. And this is essentially going to put all of my clips into one sequence. So it's about 4 minutes. I don't want all of it, but this gives me a really good starting point. I'm going to go Shift plus to expand my timeline here. And then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to delete my audio. So Command L will relink that. And I'm just going to use, I just want the actual clips. Okay. And what it'll do is it creates a new sequence here, which I'm going to drag into my drafts. And I'm going to name this my selects. So again, I'm staying very organized, IG Reel selects. And I'm going to make sure my sequence settings are consistent. So you can see that the sequence settings, because I shot in 4K on my phone, are 9:16, but they're in 4K. And I'm just going to actually edit in 1920 by 1080 just for the sake of time here. So I press OK. All right, and I'm going to highlight all these, and I'm going to set this to the frame size because they're twice the size of my clip. All right, now we're started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrub through this content, and I want the first clip to be sort of a compelling clip that's going to catch the viewer's attention. And in this case, Anna and I had the opportunity to go to Bora Bora last year in September, and I know I really like this clip of her on the boat with these dolphins. It was an incredible experience. This moment of her turning around, sitting on the bow is just a wonderful way to start and a great kind of opener to the piece. So I'm going to take this, and rather than copying all of these into a new sequence, I'm going to do what's called pancake editing. So here's our sequence for the reel, and here's my selects. I'm going to drag this down along the bottom where that purple bar comes up, and now all I have to do is just drag and drop my clips, keep the existing settings, and I can just drag and drop. So it's almost like another canvas on top of my canvas below, and it makes for a really, really efficient way to edit your clips. Okay, so let's put that first clip in. And because I know I want to use that music, I'm going to actually time the rest of this video to that music. Okay, so we're going to come over here, Command S to save. Always, always need to do that. You can never have enough Command S in your life. All right, and I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to drag the audio in down onto my audio window here. Okay, and you can see that I've already made markers on this track. So if I solo this, you see that I've actually added markers where those beats are, and that's going to be really important for me timing the rest of this video out. Okay, so if I play this back, I'm going to actually cut a little bit of that off. So maybe I want to actually cut this here. So I'm going to just drag this handle, and I'm going to go find another clip. Okay, and maybe I want to take a clip of me waving to kind of get the video started. Let's see where that is. And I like to expand this again so that I have full control of seeing everything, right in one place. Okay, so here we go. Let's just scroll through. I'm just using the arrows here to scroll through this. All right, I like this clip of me waving. And this is total preference. This is completely up to how you want to create this. Okay, there's a wave. And then I know that Anna waved another time. So I'm going to do these like-minded cuts. So it's not so much a match cut as it is a consistent cut using clips that have similar action. I think that just looks really professional, and it sort of catches the viewer's attention a little bit quicker. So I'm going to scroll through here. Again, this is very ambitious to do in a 20-minute period, but we're going to try. That's the whole goal here today. There we go. That's a cool, cute clip of Anna with her new beret in France. We're going to drag this down. Cool. I like that. And I think the key with reels and short form content is all about capturing that viewer's attention, quick cuts if they're necessary, letting things breathe when they need to be. But the people's attention really, it's short, you know, and I think in the environment of short form content, we need to keep our viewers' attention. So I'm going to actually cut this clip even shorter before my hand does a weird little goodbye. And in order to do that, I'm going to go into my window here and I'm going to press Y. And this is the slip tool. Oops, sorry, not the slip tool. We want the ripple edit tool. And this is just going to drag this out. Perfect. And now we're getting somewhere. You can see how easy this pancake editing method is rather than having to copy and paste each clip or pull each one from my bin. This is just a preference of how I like to edit. Okay. And so I like the fact that there's all this like movement sort of shot profile. And I think there's some really nice, consistent ways to edit that. So I'm going to drag this clip in. This was us at the Louvre in Paris a couple weeks ago. Okay, and I'm going to cut this here, just drag this out manually. And let's find another one of those clips because I know we have a lot of profile shots. Let's see here. And you can start to get really, really quick with this as you're editing your footage. I like the shot of Anna right here. And I actually want to use that first. So maybe we come in, drag this out a little bit. Okay, and this is, again, I'm quickly going through moments of our life, moments in the timeline that's going to make a compelling reel and a compelling story that we can turn into a reel that we can post on our Instagram. Okay, I want to wait till she actually turns all the way around, so I'm going to drag this out. Nice, cool. All right, and then you can notice that if I go Command Z, if I drag this, it clips right to that marker, so it's perfect timed to the song. And let's go find that clip of Anna here on the beach. Another beautiful shot. And you may be wondering, like, why these clips? Why'd you pick these? These were just some that I thought showcased our life over the last 6 months in a really fun way. And I thought you can get a little glimpse into what we do outside of teaching here on Adobe Live. All right, so I love this clip. Beautiful clip here in Bora Bora. Nice. And I want to cut that a little bit earlier. Sweet. Okay. All right. So now we are getting somewhere. So if I just go back to the beginning, you can see that there's some movement, there's some rhythm and tempo just with the song the way it is right now, just by me setting those markers, placing those clips where I needed them, and continuing to move forward. And I think a good rule of thumb when editing any sort of video, it's like painting. You don't want to always just paint one spot and be super, super focused on that spot. I like to bounce around a little bit. I like to speed through an edit, get things laid out, and then I go back and I start to make those refinements, those tweaks to the sound, the tweaks to everything else. Okay, so I'm just going to reference this, just see what I actually did here. Oh, right, there was that really nice clip of Anna in Amsterdam. So let's use that because we have that like clip here. I really, really like the way that looked. Let's see, we got Paris at night, a lot of places. So let's drag this in before we go to our shot here. Okay, so we got boom, boom. Let's actually cut this though, so she lands right in the middle of the frame. Command K to cut that. And then I'm just gonna drag this on over. We're not gonna use the full clip. Cool, love that. Starting to feel a lot like a little fairy tale sort of montage here. Okay, and I want to make sure that that little beat right here that we hear is what we're cutting that next clip on. Right there. Okay. So I'm going to use B again. B is that ripple edit, so you don't have to actually cut anything. Sweet. And that might be a little bit short, so I'm going to go Command Z and ripple the other way. Again, all preference, all fun to play around with. Cool. All right, and then when that music starts, maybe we ring in a different clip, something that's a little bit a little bit more adventurous. In this case, I wish I was cool enough to jump off the boat this way, but I am not. This was some friends of ours on this boat, and I love the action there. So I'm going to use this clip as our action clip right here. Okay, we're going to drag this down. All right. Sweet. Love that. All right. And then let's maybe go to a shot of this tram. We have a couple different shots of the tram in Budapest, if anyone's been. Very, very cool place. We only spent a weekend, but we did get some cool footage. So I want to incorporate that. And where did that one go? Okay. There we go. This is a cool clip. We're going to drag this in here. Let me just bring up. Okay. Cool. And I'm going to actually drag this out a little bit in the beginning. Cool. All right. So again, you can see that this is purely being timed just to the music. Okay. So you can tell that I'm using, I'm going to pull up Behance here for a second, guys, just so I can make sure I'm in the chat. I got a little sidetracked before with the double audio, so forgive me on that. All right, so we're working our way through this edit here. Laura, do you use your phone or camera more while traveling? That's a great question. I honestly tend to use my phone a lot more recently, just because it is the tool that's always in my pocket. I think that cannot be stressed enough in terms of capturing really authentic, real moments. My camera is always with me, my professional camera, but for things like this, I find that I'm more likely to use my phone and pick up little off-the-cuff moments that happen when we're traveling, and that makes for more real, relatable content, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go here. Love the way the birds sound. And you can start to, like I said in yesterday's stream, start to hear some of those sounds that could be happening underneath this track. So maybe we have the sounds of the birds coming in, we have the sounds of the ocean, we have the sounds of that train coming, the sounds of the water. All those things are going to add to that production quality and can be added afterwards if we run out of time here. Okay. All right, so we're cranking away. I'm referencing what I did here because I kind of forget. All right, James drinking a beer here somewhere. And yep, this is cool. I like this little toast, some good movement. And as an editing rule of thumb, I like to have movement in these shots. I think when you're filming them, it can be very easy to just randomly shoot anything that you see. But just because you're using your phone and it's in your pocket, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't think like a cinematic production. You know, you can't think in terms of using a camera. I think you should have the same frame of mind, like how you're framing something is important, what you're shooting, the action. Just because it's a phone, that doesn't change at all. Cool. All right, that's a cool little moment. All right, and let's see here. And yes, agreed, Laura. The phone cameras are so incredibly good now. It's honestly not really fair because they're getting too good, in my opinion. And I think that's a good thing. I think it puts more creators, it gives more creators the ability to create using just a phone if they don't have the means or the budget for a camera. Okay. So I'm going to keep this audio, drag this out. All right, drag this out. And I like this clip here. This is a really cool museum in Amsterdam. Okay, and again, I'm just timing these clips. All right, and I'm going to take this other clip of our friends in France because I think it just looks beautiful. And then the last clip is of Anna and I in Bora Bora last year. It's been a long year. And I love that it says it's been a long year, and we're going to end on that. Okay, so what did that take us? 10 minutes? I mean, I referenced a few of the clips that I've already created, but really does not take you a lot of time to simply find the song that you're looking for, find the collection of clips. I'd argue that the most time-consuming part of all this, when you're editing in Premiere Pro from clips on your phone, is just the organization process of taking the clips, uploading them to AirDrop and saving them. And once you have them, you can have as much fun as you'd like. Okay. So I really like the way this is turning out. I think we got a little bit of time. So if we look here, the tool that I like to use a lot on Premiere is this loop playback tool. I've mentioned this in previous streams, but if I scroll to the end here and I just press O for out, it'll loop this video until I don't want it to loop anymore. It's been a long year. And the reason I like to do that is I want to see what the viewer experience is going to be like on Instagram. So I think traditionally it replayed itself. Now you have to watch it again. But most viewers, if they get sucked into a video that they're really interested in, hopefully this is one of those videos, they're going to want to watch that a few different times. Maybe they miss something in there. So you as the editor have the ability to make sure that everything loops as seamlessly as possible, or at least it feels that way. And so that loop playback button is really, really useful for that. Okay. Yeah, I really dig this music. You guys actually may be seeing this reel on our Instagram at some point today or tomorrow on Leave the Map. But let's say I didn't want to use the Instagram music. Maybe I like what I've edited here, but I have other music. I've already included all this music in those folders for you. And I like this song right here. I highlighted it. I think it sounds really good. Let's play it. Okay, really, really good pace. I think it has good intro, good outro, good beats. Let's say I want to drag this in. I'm going to come back down to my timeline. I'm just going to drag this down, and I'm going to drag the entire audio track into the timeline here. But now wait a second, James. That is a very long audio track, and I don't want to go through and edit all the points manually. Okay, so what do? I'm going to actually drag this back so we have one timeline instead of two. I'm going to show you the power of the remix tool, which I meant to hit on yesterday, and I kind of ran out of time. The remix tool was a tool that was primarily just in Adobe Audition, and I think over the last year, I'm not the expert here, but Premiere has actually included it in right here inside of the program, and it's just such a game changer. So let's say we want this music to be like 20 seconds, and we want to do the bare minimum because we want to save time for the rest of our edit. We're going to go up here to our where the ripple edit tool is and the rolling edit, and you're going to see the remix tool here below. Okay, all you're going to do is when you have that remix tool hovered, you're going to drag this all the way back to where that out point is, and you're going to let go. Okay, and now you'll see that the clip is being analyzed for the length that we want it to be. Sometimes it sounds a little funky, but let's mute our first track and play it back and see what that sounds like. I mean, that's pretty good for doing literally nothing except telling it how long I wanted it to be. So I'm pretty blown away by just the convenience of those tools to make your life a lot easier as an editor here in Premiere Pro. So you can use those remix tools with any, you can lengthen them, you can shorten them, you can just make your life a lot easier so you can get back to doing all the things you love, which is actually cutting this video and telling that story. Okay. So in the last couple minutes here, I just want to show you really quickly how you're going to export and save this to your Instagram. So let's say I want to use this first track, which I like. I'm going to export this with everything included. Command M on my keyboard is my export window. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go to video, match source, make sure that my source is matched to 1080 by 1920. I like to go down here to more and use maximum render quality just so that it's not going to compress it a ton. You can also come down here and you can create a 4K version like we did before, but for this, we're just going to stay 1920 by 1080. I'm going to save it into my exports window, make sure everything is looking pretty good. All right, and you're pretty much good to go. On the left-hand side here, you'll notice that the more recent update for the export window, you have the ability to upload directly to Facebook, Vimeo, YouTube. So if this was a short, you wanted to post this as a short and a reel, you could do that directly here, or you could just upload it manually. And then once I save it, same exact process, I will take that clip, take this right here, airdrop it back to my phone. And then what I like to do is I like to use the text inside of the Instagram Reel native program to add the text as sort of just some final touches to make sure I'm giving Instagram some love. They tend to show your video a little bit more if you do that. All right. That is a mouthful. Again, sorry for the little snafu in the beginning here. I had way too many tabs open and I was hearing myself for a little while there. So that is how to quickly edit a reel. I think that was probably the fastest I've ever edited one before. And hopefully it turned out all right. I hope I inspired you to take those clips from your phone, take the moments that you don't really think make the cinematic cut and create magic out of them in Premiere Pro. It is so fun to do. And the world is your oyster now with short form content sort of taking over. You can create anything with your phone and an Adobe program right here for your convenience. So thank you everyone for sticking around with me today here on Behance and YouTube, wherever you are joining from. I will be back tomorrow at the same time, and we're going to be hopping back into Premiere, talking all about some goodies and some of my favorite effects and tips and tricks. So you do not want to miss that. And for now, I will see you later, and happy editing, everyone. Take care.